Can a lost culture and tradition be rejuvenated in this era of globalization? Find out in this documentary how this ethnic group in the Senegambia region determined to unearth their culture and tradition already on the verge of extinction. They go as far as paying homage to their ancestral past to rejuvenate their culture and tradition for posterity. They are called the joal, but widely referred to by many as jolinkes. It is the target of this documentary. Cognizant of the fact that once they come together as a people with common purpose and good, the strive to rejuvenate their extinct culture is undoubtedly assault and can irrevocably change for the better. Seemingly, this is the underlying principle behind the formation of the association, and it is growing in terms of membership.
Joal people are rice cultivators. That is predominantly what we do. Way back in our ancestral home in Guinea-Bissau, in the main settlement called Joal. Now, since our people mostly cultivate rice, they do it from one place to another. Let's say this year I am in a particular place and I cultivate rice. For a number of years in the farm, it will not be that very good to cultivate rice. Naturally, the man would have to move again to find a new settlement in search of better farmlands for rice. That being the case, this resulted to Joal people moving all the way from Guinea-Bissau and immigrating here in the Gambia.
The executive was able to adequately spread the association's concept of cultural consciousness among its members to recognition and eventually public support for greater participation.
We understand that they are gradually extincting as a result of the certain forces that occurred within the Senegambia region, and that had to do with globalization for that matter. But the Jolinke people, as we know, and they came from the Bula region in Guinea-Bissau, they are ethnic extraction of Mankani people and the people they call the Biramos. You understand? They are the people who normally establish what is called rice-based civilization within that area. And we understand that they were very, very instrumental, and they are receptive people. When you look at the culturally, they are very receptive in terms of their coexistence with the other ethnic groups in the Guinea-Bissau area before their final migration to Greater Senegambia region.
Little did they know that coming together to form an association would have connected them this far, let alone their ancestral past.
Let us come together and then unite to speak one voice, one language.
However, colonial dominations were the very factor that led to the displacement of the people in the Greater Senegambia. And as a result, the diverse African culture suffered a big setback in terms of extinction. The colonialists drew boundaries to serve their colonial interests, and largely without regard for territorial claims or jurisdictions of indigenous people.
Their history actually revolves around when the Jolinge started, expanding. That is pretty around the colonial period, when the colonialists decided to partition, they scrambled for Africa. So they decided to cut Joli, because part of Joli is in Guinea-Bissau, and then another part of Joli is still in Senegal, where you have the stretch. So as a result of this partition, a lot of them started to fluctuate to that end. But the most important thing is not about this partition or the scramble of Africa, which only led to their dispersals. It is also because you have some of them that need to migrate, because development was very much centered around Bissau, and Joli is a way down of the Bissau, and even at part of the Senegal area also, the development is in Dakar or in Casamas, in Ziguinchor, and it's way down far from Joli. So development did not take place around the Joli space. So obviously what they did, because they wanted to get good water, electricity and some of those, then they started migrating and moving to other places where they can find greener pasture.
Colonization and the boundary demarcation leading to the cultural disconnection and among the Jolinge people and even other cultural groups living within the Senegambia region. So you have to understand that, and the colonization and different colonial force came different ideological system, and this different ideological system led to the reorientation of the people and the acculturation of the people into different and into different viewpoint. We understood that Jaluke people who spread themselves in the Senegambia region, we understand somewhere actually and inhabiting in the Senegal region in Casamas, some in the Gambia, maybe other in Guinea-Bissau, with different colonial establishment, and some became more of Anglophone, others became Francophone, and others became that was a Lusophone. So this contributed a lot in terms of cultural disconnection and also cultural dismemberment among the Jalunke people of the Greater Senegambia region.
In May 2016, the Kajoal numbering 106 embarked on a trip to pay homage back to the land of their ancestral past. The trip had exposed them to many things, among them the initiation ceremony to manhood and rites of passage, which was preceded by pouring a libation as a gift of wine to God, and the integration of diverse culture with others, which can better be described as cultural diplomacy, capable of forging links between them and other ethnic groups within the Senegambia region.
That the factors leading to the migration of Jalunke people need to be contextualized and in terms of the pull and the push factor. And in the push factor, we need to look at the political context in their migration. We understand that the Portuguese colonization was very, very violent in Guinea-Bissau. That affected agricultural development and the production system. and leading to the many of these agrarian groups to move down to search for a better and a peaceful settlement where they could actually establish a well-established rice-based civilization. So Senegambia region was very, very stable at that point in time, and where there exists a lot of what is called a rice florization field that were actually attracted these people. And when they arrived in the Senegambia, owing to the ecological realities and the peaceful coexistence and the peaceful nature of Senegambia, they were able to establish interconnected cultural civilization, and which was actually captured in a production system. And they were very, very known in the Senegambia region well before the colonial establishment and the boundary demarcation.
The rationale behind this is to preserve our culture and try to revive our tribes. You know, it has almost life, death, yes. We want to eliminate it again by just going to because most of us have never been there. Just as you can see, our ancestors came here since the war, time of this pre-colonial time. So since then, most of us don't go there. So with this, because of this, everyone is eager to go, exactly, to witness the face of.
Very, very important to know where I come from, like Kajoal. Joal is in Guinea-Bissau. A village called Joal is where my grandparents were descent from, and from my mom and family. So it's very, very important for me to go and know the root, to know the culture, the tradition, how we do our things, and what they like and what they dislike.
It's with determination and love for their cultural identity that kept them moving headlong and made it happen. Joal is their ancestral home, located in the Republic of Guinea-Bissau.
We have never done this kind of thing. And this cultural festival, we are going to embark in Guinea-Bissau. This will be the first time. I've never been to Bissau, and most of this group have been to Bissau. This is why it's very important for all of us to go, to attend, and know our culture, know our heritage, and where we come from, where our fathers came from. That's why we are going there today.